Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no problem with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. There's no issues with the audio or the video, am I right, guys? Please do confirm me that so that we are able to start off with today's class. No issues as of now. Great, amazing, guys, amazing. Okay, so let me just open up. The video is blurry. Ashok Kumar, just like change it to 720p or 1080p. You won't be having any kind of problems right over there. If my voice is absolutely clear and the video, like if my video is lagging a bit, like from my end just my head is lagging a bit, it's totally fine, don't worry about it. Okay, the screen should be visible to you guys clearly, there shouldn't be any issues with that. My audio should be visible to you guys, there shouldn't be anything like that as well. Okay, okay, great. So okay, so today's class would be a bit long. Okay, so today's class will be a bit long right now, and we will be starting off with Express for today. Okay, so we'll be starting off with Express, and we will be moving further with like how to create a simple backend web development tool. That would be our aim to understand as of today. Are you guys able to understand? Please do let me know. Okay. Nitesh, if a class hasn't happened, how will the attendance be taken up? Like it's basic IQ. You have to apply at least that. Okay. So if the class hasn't happened up, there is no attendance for that particular day. Okay. Attendance will be given to everyone for that day. Okay. Now there will be a lot of people who will be writing some repeated questions in the live chat. Try to answer them. Okay, that we are able to focus much more upon the class itself. Like I said, we have to cover a lot about today. Okay, code bulletin. The certificates take a lot of time to be sent out. Okay, please be patient about it. There's nothing that can be done for it. It takes at least 2 to 3 weeks to send out the certificates. So it will take a bit of time. Okay. Okay. So how was your day, guys? Can you let me know? How was your day? How was your day, guys? Yeah, I'm fine right now. Better than before. Okay, it was excellent. It was fine. Okay, great. Amazing, guys. It was rainy. Yeah. Right now as well, right over here in Bangalore as well, there's a lot of rain that is happening. Like it's great. Like I also enjoy rains, but like excessive of rains was also something that if I want to go out, I can't. So that is the main issue. Okay. In today's class, what we are going to do is we are going to start off with our like bootcamp. Okay, we are going to start off with understanding about Express. We'll be looking at how to create a simple backend web development using Express as well, a simple backend that we'll be creating using Express, and we'll try to understand what are the different components, how we are going to use. So that would be our aim for today. Okay, the second thing that we want to work after that, okay, the second thing that we will be working after that is, I guess I promised you guys that we will be talking about what is full stack web development, what are the different components of full stack web development, what are the different positions and career opportunities as of in India that is present today. So we'll be talking about that as well. Okay. Today the timing has been changed to I think so 5 p.m. So I guess due to that many of the students didn't remember it correctly, or they are late in today's class. I don't know why, or the message hasn't been sent to the WhatsApp groups. Anyway, no issues in that. We will be starting off with our today's class, guys. And those people who are late for today's class, they can just watch the class from the starting itself. Okay. No, today is the second last class, guys. Tomorrow there will be one more class that will be there, okay, in which we'll be doing the project, okay? Yes, tomorrow also there will be a class, guys. Okay, so let's get started. We won't be wasting any more time. Okay, let me just open up Code Sandbox first of all. I will also open up the live chat on my mobile phone so that I'm able to see your questions and queries that you're putting up on the live chat. Give me a second, guys. Okay, let me just sign in right over here. Sign in with Google. We'll take it up as Shape Your Ed. Once we have done that, we'll be using the same notebook that we were doing yesterday. So that is like this particular notebook that we had created. The same sandbox, we'll be utilizing it today as well so that we have an idea about what we are trying to do. Okay, so my live chat isn't opening up on my mobile phone. I don't know why. Give me a second then. Am I able to get the live chat from right over here? Docs, stats, chat. Put the chat right over here as well. Okay. So again, those students who are asking about the let me just decrease the size then. Okay, so uh, let me just increase the size of the code as well so that you guys are also able to see this much more clearly. If you have any problems opening up Code Sandbox on your mobile phone, then it's better to just like click on open in desktop mode. Okay, when you're opening up in mobile phone, just open it up in desktop mode and you will be able to use it from right over there. Okay. Okay, so are you guys able to see my screen clearly? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to see my screen clearly? Please do let me know, guys. Great. So there shouldn't be any lag with my screen. If it's lagging with my face, it's totally fine. Okay, there's no need to see me as well. So just know that I'm present right over here. If you are able to listen to me properly, if you are able to see the screen properly, there's no issues right at any point of time. Okay, so this is the project that we did. Means this was what we were learning as of the last class. Can somebody remind me what are the different things that we have learned in our last class? Please let me know, guys. Can somebody remind me what is the different things that we have learned in our last class? We understood about Node, we understood about the npm module. Okay, great. Fs, we looked at that as well. We looked at some of the okay, we looked at file system module, npm. We looked at some of the commands as well in the terminal. Okay, great, amazing, guys, amazing. Okay, so we'll be continuing from right over there, guys. Okay, we will be continuing from right over there. As you're able to see, this is what we are going to do right now. So you are having your intro to Node module that we had created the last time. Today we are going to start off with learning about Express. Now first, let's try to understand what Express is and why it is actually used. So of course you can go ahead, and Node.js basically gives you the entire like array of tools that you can use, like enhance the abilities of JavaScript and be able to create a simple backend application using Node as well. Now there are a various number of things in the backend that goes on like while you are creating. So it's not just the code that you're writing. You need to make sure that that code is actually working. You need to make sure that that code is easily deployable. You need to see about the posts, the requests, the responses. So we'll be learning about all these terminologies later on, but I'm just trying to make you guys understand. Now if you're doing it from scratch in just Node.js, it will take you like thousands of lines of code to just create a simple backend application. It's the same as when you are working along with, let's say, that you are having a particular item that you want to build. Okay, you want to build a particular item right over there. So let's say that you are trying to build a refrigerator. Okay, you want to build a refrigerator right now. You have the equipments and everything. You want to build the refrigerator. Now yes, you could use like a normal screwdriver and a normal chisel and tool. So you can use like rocks and stones to be able to like build a refrigerator as well. So it will take a lot of time on your behalf. Okay, you can use rocks and stones to basically build a car, just like it was done in the Stone Age as well. There you will create a stone tire. You will have like wood that you will be attaching the tires to, and then slowly and steadily you will be able to create a car out of it. But it will take a lot of time on your behalf. And then if I am supplying you with all the equipments that are there, maybe some power tools, maybe some saws, maybe some axe, maybe some like aluminium that I'm able to provide to you guys, maybe some gearbox that I'm able to provide to you guys, it would be much more easier for you to create a normal car. And that same goes on with Express as well. Express is a backend web development framework that has been created using Node.js. It provides you the right tools that are there. Okay, it provides you the right tools that are there to be able to help you guys build a backend application. So so Express basically builds upon, okay, it builds upon the modules that have been given by Node. It adds more modules to it, and you are able to utilize Express and Node.js to be able to create a backend backend project very easily. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Well, once again, try if my... Okay, so it's working right now. I'm just able to open up my live chat on my mobile phone as well. So give me a second. So yeah, I'll just open up the live chat on my mobile phone. Okay, great. Let me just remove this. It's not necessary anymore. I can just make it a full screen. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to create another folder right over here. We want to create another folder right over here saying intro to Express. Okay, we are going to use that as our main folder, inside of which we'll be creating our code for Express.js. Okay, so what should be the process, guys? We have already learned it in yesterday's class as well. We want to create a new folder called as intro to Express. What should be the process for the same, guys? Please do let me know. mkdir Shraddha, it's not touch is to create a file. We need to create a folder. Okay, so first of all, we'll be creating a new terminal right over here. Then we'll be checking where we are currently. So pwd. So we are able to see that we are in our sandbox module inside the terminal. You are easily able to see it. Okay. Then once you are able to see that we are in our sandbox folder, okay, right over here, let me just increase the size for the same so that you guys are able to easily see this. Okay, so inside our folder, to create the folder inside our sandbox folder that we are having right over here, we just have to type, okay, mkdir, okay, mkdir, and then you want to specify the name of the folder, that is intro to express. So intro hyphen to hyphen express, express. That will create our folder for us called as intro to express, as you are able to see. Now we need to create a file inside intro to express called as index.js. So what should be the code that I should be writing from right over here to be able to create? So right now, if I'm looking at pwd, I'm in my sandbox folder still. How to like create a file called as index.js inside our intro to express folder? Can somebody let me know? See, touch is the second step. Right now we need to do cd. We need to first go into the intro to express folder. So cd intro to express. Okay, we need to first go into our intro to express folder. Once we are in our intro to express folder, then we will be doing touch, touch, and then we'll be naming it as index.js. Okay, we'll be naming it as touch index.js. So that will create our index.js file inside our intro to express folder. As you are able to see, we have created our index.js file inside our intro to js folder. Once we have done that, the next thing that we need to look into it is that we need to initialize our npm. Okay, we need to initialize our npm. So can you guys let me know what is the code that we use to write to initialize our npm command, guys? Can somebody let me know that? Can somebody let me know which was the command that we used to use to initialize our npm, guys? That's absolutely clever, guys. That is npm init. Okay, we'll be using npm init to initialize our npm package. So package name intro to express, yes, we'll leave it as that, version 1.0. Description, this is an intro project to express. Once we have seen that, entry point index.js, okay, test command we don't need to write, github repository no, keywords no, author let's write my name, Sharasana. License, we'll keep it as same. Is this okay? Yes. So now we have initialized our npm as well right over there. As you're able to see from right over here, we are having our package.json as well. So we have created our package.json, as you're able to see, intro to express, version 1.0, description, main, scripts, author, licenses. So everything is working absolutely fine. There is no issues whatsoever right over here. Let's clear our terminal as well. Let's clear the terminal so that it's neat and clean. Again, you don't have to do it with me. Okay, you just listen to me very carefully so that you are able to understand the concepts that I'm teaching you guys. After the class is over, you can then practice it out again. Okay, so it would be very easy for you to do it as well. If you're doing it with me, you will be skipping out on concepts. You won't be able to understand it. Okay, so now that we have utilized our npm, we need to install it as well. So to check how to install your express, let's search for express documentation. Let's search for express documentation. Let's open up the official Express documentation as well. As you're able to see, we are having this official Express documentation on our screen. And to install Express, we can directly use npm install express hyphen save. Okay, npm install express hyphen save. Now the problem with this is that you don't need to use this hyphen save. This is for like express versions that are before 5.0. Of course, we are using our latest version of express, so you don't require to write hyphen save inside the command. So you can directly write npm install express as well. So we'll just copy it from right over here. Okay, let's just copy it from right over here, npm install express. Let's go back to our code and let's just paste it right over here, and let's press enter. So that will install Express for us. Okay, it has already installed Express for us inside our index, the intro to Express npm package that we have created. Okay, once Express has been installed, once we have done with installing the Express, let's move back to index.js and let's write our first piece of code that we want to do. Let's go back to our Express documentation and let's go to getting started. Inside of getting started, let's go to, let's say, the hello world example. So that is the basic example that we are going to use. So in this example, let's first get started with the basics itself. Okay, so let's go back. First, once we have installed our Express package, once we have installed our Express package, we need to specify, we need to require it as well. In our previous class, we have learned that whenever you are installing any npm package, you need to require it to tell JavaScript that we are going to use it. We don't require the file, so let's just close it for right now. And we are going to require, so const, okay, we are going to follow the hello world example itself. You can definitely visit that and look it from right over there. Okay, so const express is equals to require express. So once you have like required Express, the next thing is that you need to call that module. Okay, you need to use it, you need to assign it to a variable called as app. Okay, so now the variable can be named anything. Okay, you can name it as Shaurya, you can name it as Madhav, you can name it as Prem. That's totally up to you. It's not compulsory to name it as app, but by the normal practices and the normal conventions that are there, you will usually refer, like you will usually see the const app is equals to Express. Okay, you will usually see the const app is equals to Express. Like you'll always be referring to the Express module as app itself, because you are basically creating a web app. So when you're creating a web app, that is basically called as an app. So you will see the reference to it as app. Okay, so, but you can name it as anything, but the best possible way to go further with it is const app is equals to express. You are going to call it as well. Okay, so these are the first two methods that you have to look at right over here. Okay, the next thing that you want to see, guys, whatever I'm doing, I'm taking up step by step. So please focus upon the class itself. It will be very easy for you to understand everything. Okay, so just focus upon the class. Don't worry, we are going through everything step by step. Okay, you will easily be able to understand everything. Okay, don't worry about it. So once you have done that as well, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a listen. Okay, we are going to create a listen right now. Now, what do I mean by listen? Now, whenever you are having, so for example, just take up an example of a radio. Okay, you are taking up an example of a radio. You want to like listen to a particular frequency. You have to tune into a particular frequency to be able to listen to it properly. The same thing goes on with your application as well. Inside your servers, there is a concept called as ports. Okay, there are multiple ports that are there inside your whether you are having a laptop, whether you are having a desktop, whether you are working with a server, all these are computers. All the computers that you have, okay, they all have a particular, like a series of ports that you can use. Now see, these ports that are available, think of them as different frequencies. Just like in your radio, you have to tune into a particular frequency to be able to get the broadcasting. Similar to that, these servers send out the file, send out the backend application through these particular ports. So any browser who wants to access these files, who want to access the backend, would have to go through this particular port itself. You would have to go through this particular port itself. So right now, like I said, like you need to understand that there are multiple ports in a particular computer. Multiple ports are there, but you don't know, like there is a method of checking like which port is currently being used by your laptop itself and which port is right now free. So there is a way, but you guys are not that advanced right now, so that I'm able to make you guys understand the same. So no issues in that. We'll be going with a default port that is 3000. That's always free in your computer, on your laptop or something like that. So what we're going to do is app dot listen. You're telling basically Express to listen to any requests that are coming to the port 3000. Okay, you're telling your application, you're telling Express to listen to any kind of request that is coming to like the port 3000, and from there you are going to serve all your files and everything in the future. Right now we just need to understand that right now you're telling Express to listen to the port 3000, and you will be accessing the website. Okay, you will be accessing the website through the port 3000 itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. The thing about is that you are creating an radio station. Okay, you are creating a radio station. Your users will be tuning into your particular frequency. So you have created a code, that is Express is having a particular code that is listening to that particular frequency. If anybody is sending a request that, dude, I want to listen to your frequency, then the song is being provided to that particular person so that he is able to listen to it correctly. The same thing you are doing right over here as well. You are using Express to listen. You're telling Express to listen to the port 3000 where the requests will be coming to you. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. This is one of the most like, this is 3000 port is something that will always be available. Okay, that will always be available in your computer by default. So that is the reason why we are using the port 3000 right over here. Okay, there are other ports as well. Some of them may be used by your networking card, some of them may be used by your graphical units, your GPU or your CPU or something like that. So that is the reason why we are using the 3000 port. Just think about it as different frequencies that your computer has. Okay, it has different frequencies right over there. So, and just like your radio station, so in your radio station you are in 99.97 FM, so you have to tune into the user who wants to listen to the radio. They have to tune into that particular frequency itself. Only then they are able to receive the music that they want to listen to. Similarly, the radio station as well has to broadcast on that particular frequency itself. Okay, they have to broadcast on that particular frequency itself. The same goes on from right over here as well. You're creating a backend application. Your backend application needs to broadcast the website on a particular port. Okay, on a particular port from your laptop, on your desktop, or your server. And the same, the user has to access that particular port. The user has to access that particular port so that he's able to get the like communication. You guys able to get the communication from right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand the concept of this listen? Okay, similar to that, as you're able to see, so app is a particular concept that people were not able to understand. Okay, yes, you can check which ports are free, but that is a very advanced concept for you guys right now, so I'm not telling you guys that as well. But yes, you can check it, but I know that 3000 is free, so I'm already letting you guys know. Okay, so yeah, app is a particular concept that Sangam was not able to get. No issues in that, guys. So once you have required the application, you are creating an object of Express. Okay, you are creating like Express is an entity right now called as app. Now wherever you want to tell Express what to do, you'll be using it by its name, that is app. Okay, so that is it. Like you are assigning a name to the Express module. Okay, and whatever you want to do, so app.listen, you're telling Express to listen on this particular port. Instead of using Express again and again, you're using app. Now this is one of the default ways of going further with this, and it's the best possible, like it's want to consider as a best practice. Okay, it's considered as a convention to be able to do it. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Ashok Kumar, the last line I cannot understand. I have, like, you have to be very specific about it. Like, what were you not able to understand in the last line? Praveen Rao, why can't we do import Express as Express? Praveen, because that is not something that I've taught you guys right now. Okay, like I said, I take everything from basics. Whenever that topic comes, whenever it will be a requirement that we have to shift towards import export statements, only then we'll be shifting towards it. Like I said, we are taking everything from the basics, so this is how it goes on in the basics itself. Okay, great. So let me just reduce the timings you guys are asking it for again and again. Let me reduce this to 20 seconds. I think so that should be more than sufficient for you guys. Okay, let me save it right over here. Go back to our code. Okay, so now once we have created, this right over here, okay, you can use other ports as well, but if that port is currently in use, then that might end up your laptop being vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks. It might lead up to your laptop becoming like not working properly. So that is the reason why 3000 is a free port that is available, that is not being utilized by your computer. So that is the reason why we are using the 3000 port. Okay, no issues in that. So once we have done app.listen right over here, let's try to run it. Okay, let's try to run this and see what happens. Okay, let me just open up the terminal right now. Let me clear up the terminal as well. Okay, so we have cleared up the terminal right over here. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to first of all save our code. Of course, you need to save the code as well. Without that, how will you proceed further? So let me just save it right over here. So Control S. So that is, our code has been saved. Now we will be running our code. To run this particular code, what should I write, guys? What should I write? We have already discussed about it in our last class. What should we write right over here? Can somebody let me know? Exactly, guys. Node index.js. So we are into, so let's check pwd right over here. As you're able to see inside the pwd, we are into our intro to Express module. Then we just have to write node index.js. As you're able to see, we are not able to see if anything happened right over here or not. Okay, we are not able to see if anything happened here or not. Okay, so let me just open up the browser on a new tab. So this is our website that we have created as of this particular moment. Okay, let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, let me just zoom in a bit so that you guys are also able to see this properly. We are getting an error right over here that says cannot get, and we are basically accessing the port 3000 from the code sandbox. We are using the port 3000 from the sandbox itself. Now we'll look at what this get is, but inside the terminal as well, it looks like it has frozen right over here. Am I right? After we have run this very line of code node index.js, it looks like as if the code is frozen. If our terminal is frozen, am I right? Do you guys also feel the same, as if the terminal is frozen right over there? Do you guys also feel the same, guys? So although this code is working properly, you are able to see that we are getting the website opening up on port 3000 as well, but this does not feel right. Okay, this does not feel right. Okay, so what we are going to do is to close our server. Now the server is running. Okay, to close the server, to stop the server from running, you have to go into a terminal and click on Control C. Okay, you have to do Control C to end. Okay, as you're able to see, we are getting a message as well, port 3000 closed. Okay, so you are ending your server right over there. Now where have we seen Control C before this as well? Can somebody like this think about it? We have already seen Control C to end something inside the terminal before this as well. Can somebody remind me where we have seen Control C to end something inside our terminal, guys, before this? REPL, that's absolutely clever, Adiraj. Okay, we have seen it in REPL that we saw inside of our node module itself. Okay, that is used to exit, okay, the command that is currently running. But see, just like running the command, I was not able to see anything inside the terminal. It didn't look nice. I want to make sure that I'm able to at least get something back into the terminal that basically just gives me a peace of mind that yes, my server is running. So what we are going to do is, whenever this app.listen works, okay, whenever this app.listen command starts working, we are going to print something out in our console that the server has started on port 3000. We want to print something inside our terminal that says server has started running on port 3000. Can you guys let me know which particular command we will be using right over here to do this? If I want to print something out in the terminal, which command should I use right over here, guys? Can somebody let me know which command That's absolutely clever, Praveen. That will be console.log that we'll be using. Now we can directly write console.log right over there. Okay, that does not make any sense. Now what we need to do is we need to create a function. We need to create a function that basically prints. Okay, that basically has the command console.log. The server has started running on port 3000. Okay, this is what we need to create. Now this function will be called. Okay, this function will be called every single time that this particular app.listen starts working. Whenever app.listen as a command starts working, this particular function will be called every single time. This is called as a callback function. This is called as a callback function. Okay, this is a new type of function that you are able to see. This function basically, it's not a new type of function, it's a utilization of the function itself. Okay, so it's not a new type of function. I'm so sorry, it's not a new type of function, it is one of the utilizations of a function itself. So a callback function has the use of, like, whenever this particular line of code works, okay, that is app.listen 3000, whenever it works, okay, this function should get executed. This function should get executed. This function should be called. So we'll be creating our function. Now we don't want to give this particular function any name. Okay, it's not required because it's a callback function. You are never going to reuse this particular function at any point of time. You're never going to reuse this function at any point of time. This is just for this particular line of code itself, that whenever this line of code works, app.listen works, this function should be called. So you don't even need to put up a name for that particular function. So this is called as a nameless function. It's called as a nameless function. Why we need to use a nameless function? Because we are never going to reuse this particular function. It's just for app.listen. It's just meant for this specific line of code itself. For a nameless function, you just don't write the name of the function. You put up the rounded parenthesis, then the curly brackets, and then inside the curly brackets, you just write the console.log, and then you are having a server running on port 3000. Okay, server running off port 3000 right over here. As you're able to see, this function does not, like, it looks like the exact same function that we have learned. There's no change in this particular function except that it does not has a name. And why do you give a name to a particular function? Why do you give a name to a particular function? Because at a later point of time, you might want to reuse it. You give a name to something just because at a later point of time, you might need to call it back. But here you don't have to do it. Express automatically calls it back for you. Express automatically calls it back for you. Every time app.listen would work, every time app.listen will start working, at that particular point of time, this function will also get called. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So right now, if I'm going back to my code, let's see this in practice. Let's see this in practice. Let's clear the sandbox. Let's run the code once again. That is NodeIndex.js. Okay. As soon as I'm running this particular code, you are able to see server running on port 3000. Server running on port 3000. As soon as this particular line of code gets executed, that is app.listen. Whenever app.listen gets executed, that function is getting called, and that function has a particular line of code inside of it that says console.log server is running on port 3000. So this basically gives you an idea that, okay, so my server is running perfectly. I'm going back to my website. I'm reloading the page. It's working perfectly, but I'm still getting an error on my screen. I'm still getting an error on my screen. That is cannot get /. Okay, cannot get /. We'll be talking about this in a second or two. First of all, I need to again remind you guys, if you're not able to understand something, don't fucking repeat again. Okay, let me know the exact problem that you are not able to understand. If there is a particular sentence that I told that you are not able to understand, write that exact sentence, because it's very difficult for me to understand what you are not able to understand. Okay, so please try to make sure that, guys, whatever you are not able to understand, put it up in the live chat, but write the exact thing that you're not able to understand. Because see, for me, it's my duty, of course, to help you guys out as much as possible. But it is only possible when I'm able to communicate clearly with you. Okay. When we reload the website, will console.log again and again? No, because app.listen works when you're starting the server. So now there are two particular pieces of this entire puzzle. Okay, this is a very good question. So Rahul has asked, okay, Rahul Garg has asked, amazing question, Rahul. This is something that I need to explain it to you guys. When we reload the website, will the console.log print it again and again? Okay, let's try to understand this. There are two cases, there are two pieces of this puzzle. One is your server, one is the server where your backend is residing, and one is the client. So right now when I am on the browser, I'm trying to reload this particular page, I'm a client itself. I'm a client, I'm trying to access the website. Okay, I'm trying to send requests to that particular website. Whereas from the server ends, once it has started listening, okay, once it has started listening on a particular port, it's not that every time that somebody is coming and telling me that, okay, like I want these files, only then I'm listening the entire time. Once the server has started, I'm listening on that port 3000 for the entire time until and unless that server has been closed down. So even though I'm sending again and again, from a client perspective, I'm sending requests again and again, I'm reloading the page again and again, that does not care. Okay, the server does not care about that because the server is continuously listening on the port. So that app.listen is just works when you start the server. That app.listen just works when you start the server itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Purushottam, you cannot call a particular, so that is called as a callback function. When that sentence of code starts executing, you cannot call a particular console.log. You can call a function itself. Okay, so when this particular code executes, you call a function. You cannot call a particular sentence. You cannot call a particular code. So you call a function. That is why we are using a function right over there. Okay, great. So so as you're able to see, let's move on to the next part of the same. Okay, you're having this cannot get forward slash. Okay, you're getting this cannot get forward slash right over here. Now, what is the meaning of that? So let us try to understand this. Let me open up Paint for you guys. So like I said, there are two players in this entire picture. Okay, there are two players in this entire picture. Let me just increase the size from right over here and get a pencil. So right over here, there are two particular players in the entire plane. Okay, you are having the client that is currently sitting on his desktop, opening up a browser and writing the URL of your website. Maybe let's say www.google.com. Okay, he's writing this, and this is like the client. This is called as the client. Okay, this is called as the client side. And the second thing is the server. Okay, you are having the server right over here. This is a normal computer which has a particular port. So this is our port right over here. Let me just, like, this is, of course our port does not look like this, but I'm just trying to make you guys understand that this is our port. Okay, now when you're running Node.js, index.js, when you're running that particular line, the port starts, so the server starts listening on that particular port. Okay, the server starts listening on that particular port. Now he is listening on the port 3000 right over here. Okay, he's listening on this port 3000. Now what is happening? The current code that we have written, when the client is trying to go to our website, it is sending a request. Okay, it is sending a request that dude, like, it is sending a request to port 3000 right over here, that dude, send something to me so that I am able to show it to my user. Okay, send some documents, some text, and some image, send something that I'm able to showcase to my user. And this request is called as a get request. Okay, to get some data from the server, it is sending a get data from the server itself. You're trying to get some data from the server itself. Now in that particular case, but your server is not handling that get request. Your server does not know what to do if you are getting a get request. If you're getting a get request, what should I do? the server is not able to understand it. So get request, are you guys able to, what is the meaning of get? Okay, what is the meaning of get? To get something, okay, to ask for something. So your client, so the client, that is the browser, is asking for some files or some text to showcase on the user's end, to showcase something on the user's end. But your server does not understand right now because you have not written that code. What to do when you're getting a get request? What to do when you're getting a get request? Your server does not understand that. So we are going to understand it right now. I'm getting a bad gateway error. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Okay, bad gateway error. That is a very funny thing that I want to explain to you in a much more practical sense. But first, try to understand this. First, try to understand it. Are you able to understand this get request, guys? Are you able to understand this get request? Can somebody let me know? Are you guys able to understand, like, the client is sending a get request? Okay, sorry, the client is sending a get request right over there. Okay, and your browser, your server does not has any idea what to do with that get request. What happens when you are getting a get request? So if I'm going back to my browser, if I'm trying to access that website, okay, I'm trying to access that website, it's telling cannot get. Okay, that is the service basically telling me that I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do when you're getting I'm getting a get request. Okay, so we need to access, okay, we need to access this particular get request as well. So let us open up the file okay, let's close down our server from right over here, decrease the size of the terminal. So as you're able to see, port 3000 closed for us. Now we need to specify what to do with that particular get request. So app.get, okay, app.get, if you're getting a get request to your home page, okay, to your root. Now what is a root of a website? Okay, when you're typing a particular URL such as www.google.com and then / okay, www.google.com, then / right over there, it takes you to the home page of Google. This is the home page of Google right over here. That is how can I explain to you the home page? The root of the entire ROOT, root of the entire website. That is the main page of that particular website, the home page. Okay, so when you are accessing any website, if you're going to netflix.com, if you're going to instagram.com, if you're going to google.com, the main website is google.com, then / that is the root of that particular website, that is the home page of that particular website. So when you are running this particular, when you are visiting our website as well, that is whatever this has been written right over here, you're actually trying to go to whatever has been written / okay, whatever has been written / and you are able to get a 502 bad gateway error. Okay, 502 bad gateway error. Okay, so you need to understand something right over here. Okay, you need to understand something right over here. So bad gateway error is basically telling you guys that the person who has written the code, okay, the person who has written the code, for example, the server itself has fucked up. Okay, so there are multiple errors that are there. Okay, so you are having the 500 errors, then you are having the 400 errors. Okay, so there are multiple errors that are there. So 500 errors means that your person who has written the code, the developer, has fucked up. If you're getting up a 400 error, that means you have fucked up. Okay, so that is like different kinds of like errors that you are getting. Okay, there are different kinds of error that you are having at any particular point of time. So let us go back to our website. Let me just open. So right now, why we are getting this 502 error? Okay, let's try to understand why we are getting this 502 error. The reason for that is because right now our server is closed. We are not running our server right over here. As you're able to see, our server isn't running. So if the server isn't running, there is like, you are not able to access something. You are not able to access something, like you're not able to like get an access to the server itself because it's not running right now. So hence you are getting the 502 error. Now, if I'm running my node index.js right over here, then I'm going back to my website. Okay, then I will not be getting the 502 error. Okay, I will not be getting the 502 error right over there. Okay, so let's go back to our code. Let's go back to our code right over here. Let's try to write this code to its entirety. So app.get / so anybody who is trying to come up to your website, that is the / website itself, if you're trying to come up to a particular website called as / right over there, okay, you want to let's just create another callback function right over here. Okay, what is the use of the get function. Like for the past 15 minutes I'm trying to make you guys understand what is the use of the get function. Okay, so we need to create a function. We will create a function right over here. Let us just create it. So a callback function, and this particular function takes in two things. Okay, that is the request and response. I have written the spelling correctly. RESPONSE. That's absolutely clever. Then we are going to write our code right over here, and then app.get semicolon. Now what I have done right over here, let's try to understand it. So whenever you are trying to access any website, let's go back to our drawing page to be able to understand it. Whenever you are trying to access any website, if you're going to google.com, or if you're going into your code sandbox as well, right over there, you are sending a get request to the / domain. That is the root of the website. If you're writing www.google.com, okay, that is the root of the website itself. So this is the exact URL that you're putting right over there. Okay, www.google.com right over here. Okay, so you are able to get a / right over there that you are able to access. You are trying to access the home page or the root page, that is / okay, you're able to access the home page or the root page, that is / right over there. Okay, so you are sending a get request. Okay, now you need to cater to it. Now every request that you are making, every get request that you are creating, there are two things that are associated with it. The request that is coming your way, okay, that is the get request that is coming your way, that is called a request. And then the response that is getting sent back by the server. Okay, so if I'm sending a request for like, dude, if you are the server, I'm the client, I'm like, dude, can you give me the files related to the home page? Can you give me the files related to the forward page? So I'm trying to I'm sending a get request to you, that can I get the files or the code or the text that is associated with the / page, because we are trying to send a get request to the root page. Now when you are sending a request, the server needs to respond back to you as well. The server needs to respond back to you. Okay, they need to respond back to you as well. Now that response is something that you need to cater to. So that response can be a text, that can be a file, that can be the HTML, CSS, JavaScript file, that can be a PDF, that can be anything. Okay, that can be anything from right over there. So right now what we are doing right over here is we are telling our app.get, okay, that whenever a get request is coming your way for the root of the page itself, that is the home page, whenever you are getting a get request for the home page itself, the function should take up a request, a response, and let's see what this request is. Let's try to see what this request is. So I will do just a console.log, and we'll just log out the request. We will just log out the request to see what this request is. So let me save it right over here. We need to stop our server. Let's just open this up. Let's clear everything out from right over here. Shit. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so we need to clear everything from our server. Let's rerun this particular node index.js. Okay. Okay, and let's go back to our website and reload the page. So as we are reloading the page, as we are able to see on the console itself, on the terminal itself, we are printing, okay, we are printing our entire request. So this is the request that the browser is sending to the server. Okay, this is the request that is basically we are getting from the browser to the server itself. Okay, All India channel, I've told you guys yesterday as well. I'm telling you guys right now as well. If I haven't even explained to you what request and response is, how can I move forward to NodeMon? Like, dude, like what is wrong with you? Okay, so as you're able to see from right over here, this is the entire request that is getting printed out in your console. So as you're able to see, once we printed out server running on port 3000, this is the request that is coming to your particular way. This is the request that you're getting. There's so many information right over here. If you're going through this, there's a lot of information that you will be able to see from right over here, guys. Okay, so as you're able to see, there's a lot of requests right over here, a lot of information inside of it. Okay, what are the different things that you can use, everything. So you can just go through this, try to understand what this is, but I usually tell students to stay away from it. Usually people who are so like user agent, Mozilla 5.0, Windows 10, Windows 60, so I'm getting all the like information about my website as well, so what I'm currently using and everything, Google Chrome, Chromium version 2. Okay, so there's a lot of information that gets passed down from right over there. So this is the entire request that the browser is sending to the server. This is the entire request that the browser is sending to the server itself. So that is what I'm able to show you from this particular code. So app.get, whenever you are getting a get request, so this get request gets triggered every single time I'm trying to access my website. Every single time I'm trying to access my website, the entire get request gets triggered. Okay, so when I'm trying to get to the / domain, if I'm trying to get to the / domain itself, then this request I'm printing it out on your console. We are printing this out on our console, but of course we cannot like we want to send something back. So once we've understood about the request right over here, we need to send something back to the browser. So the browser that is creating the request, we need to send something back to him. So let's send something back. So instead of having console.log right over here, we'll be having our response dot send. Okay, we'll be sending let's say hello back. We'll be sending hello world back. Okay, so whenever we are getting a get request, to the / domain, we are asking Express to send a response of hello world back. Okay, we want to send a response of hello world back. So let me just close this out and let's clear it up as well. Once we have cleared it up, let's have the node index.js running once again. Let's go back to our code sandbox. Let's reload the page. As we're able to see, so now we are trying to access the / page, we're getting hello world being printed on our screen because we are sending a get request. We are sending a get request to the server that dude send me something, and that get request is getting registered right over there that okay, so you're sending a get request for /. Okay, so this is the response that I will be giving back to you. This is the response, and this response is something that I can show to your users. You can even send an HTML code as well as the response. For example, so if just sending hello world, you can send up an h1 tag as well. So you can send up an h1 tag right over here. Let us enclose the hello world in an h1 tag. Let's save this. Let's go back to our code. Let's stop the server. Let's start the server once again. Let's go back to our browser. Let's reload the page. As you're able to see, now we are getting an h1 tag being sent from the server itself. So when we are sending a request, we are getting back an h1 element on our screen. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, great. So now the next thing that we want to see is, so right now we are going to our / page, that is our root of the website, that is our main like home page itself. What if I want to create another page? Okay, what if I want to create another page? Let's say that / about. Okay, I want to go to whatever the URL is, and instead of just going to /, I want to go to / about page. Okay, so if I'm trying to go to / about page, again I'm getting a error right over here that basically says cannot get / about. Okay, cannot get / about right over here. So what we want to do right now is we have catered to a get request to our home page. We have catered to a get request to our home page. Now we need to cater to a get request to our / /about page as well. So in this particular way, you can create as many pages as you want in your application. Right now I'm creating another get request right over here. This is a get request for our about page. So ABOUT, so /about. If you're trying to if you're trying to go to the about page right over here, function request response.send, and we will get our hi, my name is Shaurya Sinha. Okay, so if I'm saving this right over here, rerunning my code, so let's exit our code itself, let's rerun the server, go back to our website. Now if I'm trying to go to our /about page, we're getting hi, my name is Sharasana being sent as a response. Okay, if I'm trying to get to my /about page, I'm getting the response as hi, my name is Sharasana. I can still go back to my home page. If I'm just removing about from the URL, I can still go back to my home page, and that will give me hello world as our answer. Okay. Mus Londa, I am not able to understand what your problem is, because you will have to be very specific about it. So thank you so much for first of all appreciating the teaching that I'm currently doing. Okay, but yeah, the representative through whom I take enrollment not replied at time as they do before. Again, you will have to be very specific, because once you've enrolled into a program, okay, you get the instructor that is there, and the instructor is your point of contact for you. So if you have any problems, you have to share it with your instructor if you have really enrolled into our program. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are contacting the instructor, because the particular person that you were contacting before is from the management portion. So that is not the right person to actually contact to. And this has been set in, if you are attended the class itself, it has been provided to you inside our onboarding session. So if you have not paid attention, see, this is the major problem that I see with the students. They will not pay attention, they will not attend the onboarding sessions, and they will be like, sir, this has happened with me, I'm not able to understand it. How will you understand it? That is the why process we are having the onboarding session, to help you guys make it very clear that what is the exact process to move further with. I don't know why people like them are so dumb, but there's nothing that can be taken up with them. And still, if you want to contact me, you have my own LinkedIn profile, you have my Instagram profile, you can directly contact me as well. I've given you that amount of freedom. In no other startup or something like that, you will ever be able to contact the person who is directly teaching you. But we have given you that freedom, but many people just don't understand it about it. There's nothing that we can do. But yeah, like I said, you can directly approach me on LinkedIn. I'm on there on Instagram, and I will help you guys out with the same. That is my job right over here. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand how we are able to create many more get requests, guys? See, it's not about the roasting itself. Okay, my job is to basically help you guys as much as possible. Now, there are some people who just don't have the basic IQ or the basic etiquettes as well. So it's my job to rectify it at the end of the day. I'm not an idiot that I'm going out and about and providing you guys with my personal Instagram ID and my LinkedIn profile as well. I'm not an idiot right over there. It has been provided to you as a proper channel through which you can communicate with me. But still people are like that, so I cannot help them as well. Okay. So can you tell us again how to get out of that bad gateway error? If you're getting the bad gateway error, that basically means that you haven't started your server. Okay, your server isn't started. You have to go back into your code and then start the server using node index.js. Okay. So Dhruvil Kumar, that is something that we'll be seeing tomorrow. Okay, how to send a proper request, like a response of an HTML file. So that's basically the command. We will be changing it from send to send file itself. It's very simple right over there. But still, we'll be seeing that tomorrow onwards. Okay, don't worry about it. Are you guys able to understand everything up till this particular point of time, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand everything up till this particular point of time, guys? Please do let me know. It's very important so that I'm able to understand whether like you are able to understand it or not. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. So how would you know that? How would we know that we are doing everything correct with filling the attendance form, etc.? A lot of people seems to be complaining. Sayam, like it's just an attendance form. Like if you're not able to get how to fill up an attendance form, then like that is the reason why I usually ignore the questions like that, because it's just a very simple process of watching an entire video, learning from it, getting a QR code, scanning it, filling up the Google form, done. How simple can I make it for you guys? Like, should I just sit with you and then like send you like, okay, yeah, you can just type this particular QR code from right over here and it will open up for you guys, and then you fill up, you write your name, you type your email, you type your like what is your preference, and then you submit the Google form. Should I do it for every day for you guys? Like that is the reason why I ignore. See, there's a basic level of IQ that I expect people coming to the bootcamp to have. Like if they don't have that, then that basically means that they are just trying to, like, the other students are here for learning. Okay, the other students were here for learning, so I need to make sure that those guys are able to get the knowledge, so I cannot waste my time over it. That is the reason why. Okay, bad gateway, if I were to explain it, please. Bad gateway, if I were to, basically means that your server isn't working. Okay, you haven't started your server. Swayam Swapra, I've answered it almost 3 times up till now. Okay, so it basically means that you need to restart your server itself. A bad gateway error, there are 500 errors that are there. So let me just open it up for you guys. I think so I will be able to find a good meme for that. Let me just find it. I'm able to remember a good meme for the same. Fuck, I'm okay. This is trending searches. That is the reason why I'm like, who is searching all this on my computer? Okay, so let me just open up the meme. Web gateway error meme. At one particular point of time, I was like, I also didn't had any idea about what was the exact. Okay, no, 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 no. Yeah, there was a very good meme that I was able to find one day, but I'm not able to remember the name of that meme itself. 500 error. You fucked up meme. Oh, you fucked you ho gaya. Okay, yeah. So this is the meme that I was able to find the last time. Okay, so you will be able to understand the HTTP status messages. So these are called as HTTP status messages that are there. Okay, so these messages are sent to you by your provider. So for example, right now you are using the HTTPS. So if you are going into your link, okay, if you are going to the URL itself, you will be able to see HTTPS then // www.google.com. So this HTTPS responses that you are able to get, these messages that you are able to get, basically 100 messages. Okay, 100 messages basically mean that, hold on, we are loading the page for you. 200 messages mean that everything worked absolutely fine. Your website loaded up. There's no issues. Here is your web pages. Go ahead with that. The next is 300. That is, you don't have the access to these particular web pages. Okay, you don't have the authority or the authentication to be able to access this particular web pages. That is the 300 errors. Then you are having the 400 errors. So you will be able to see that's 404 error. Okay, that means that website does not exist. That is, you fucked up. You wrote down the wrong particular URL that you're trying to explain. Okay, and then 500 error basically means that the person who was making the code, okay, the person who was creating the backend itself, he fucked up. Okay. So that is the HTTP status messages that you are able to understand in a very like GIF manner itself, okay, as soon as possible. So this is something that I also saw from one of the videos on YouTube, like very early on. I'm not able to understand it, like it was a video like this, okay. And I loved it. I want to put it up as a like post on Instagram as well. I will tell my like I will have to create the design for it, okay. So you will be able to understand that very easily, okay. So detention gamer is like, dude, you don't teach, you don't do anything. A particular person is asking a question 5 times. It's your job to answer it 5 times, and don't care about the other students. Okay, the other students like understood it like through 2 times, 3 times. If you are asking me one more time, I will be like, okay, I will like it is possible that when I was explaining, you guys weren't able to understand. I will explain it once again. If you ask me for the third time, okay, like I still am not able to understand, because at that point of time when I was explaining it, I asked that everybody understood. Yes, 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 everybody understood. Then again the same question comes out at 5 minutes later. I'm like, okay, no issues, I will explain it to you guys again. Again that question comes up 5 minutes later. Now that is a particular time I feel that you guys are basically like not interested in studying, and you're just asking the same question again and again, or you are late, or you were doing something else and you were not listening to me correctly. Then yes, I will be telling shit. Because I need to make sure that everybody right over here is able to understand that these classes take up a lot of time on my behalf to arrange and conduct as well. If I'm not able to deliver all the knowledge that is possible in that particular duration, that's something that is a problem that is from your end, okay. So you will be facing problems when we will directly be going into the project, and there will be 2 to 3 topics that just will go above your head because I haven't got the time to explain it to them. So that is my basic understanding, that okay, I will explain it like 2 times, 3 times, but not more than that. After 3 times, I will ignore that question, because according to me, 3 times is something that is more than sufficient for somebody to be able to understand a topic. Because all the 3 times I try to make sure that every time I'm telling you guys in a bit different manner. Okay. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The fifth term of the meme is that 500 error right over here. The 500 error basically means that the server isn't working, that the developer who was coding the server, the developer who was writing the code for the server, he has made some error from his end. Okay, it's not the like problem of the user. It's not the problem of the user who is trying to access that website. It's the problem of the developer who has made that error right over there. Okay. Why response is a parameter in the function? We are returning response, not receiving from the browser. So response is a particular part of the Express package itself. Okay, you're using that module of Express, a particular function of Express, to be able to send a response back. So that is the reason why you are keeping it, that you are able to use it right over there. You want to use it. You are using a module called as Express to be able to send something back. That is why it is present inside of it. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Okay, great. I don't know what happened to my voice today. Okay, so we will keep the coding up till here. Okay, I don't want to burden you out with more information, so that it's as simple as possible. You can create as many pages as that you want. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Now we'll try to understand about different components of full stack web development and what are the career opportunities and everything. So that is something that I told you guys that I will be answering on the 5th day, but the 5th day didn't happen due to the technical difficulties. So I'm like, okay, I will just have the 2 hour class today and just explain you guys along with the same. Okay, so shall we get started with that, guys? Please do let me know. Shall we get started with that? From the morning I was feeling very cold. Right now I'm very like feeling so hot right now. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, we are done with today's coding, guys. Okay, so let's get started with the same. So have I given you guys the example of the restaurant to understand what is front end and back end? Can somebody let me know? Have I told you guys the example of like the front end and the back end using the example of a restaurant? Many of you are writing yes, many of you are writing no. In this boot camp, I'm talking about in this boot camp, guys. Okay, no issues. I will just restart it. Okay, don't worry about it. I want to make sure that. Oh, where is my pen? Okay, so let's get started with the same. So, full stack web development. Okay, that is the topic that we'll be covering upon right now. Full stack web development. Now, again, like I will be answering questions such as like I want to continue with Android, I want to continue with iOS, I want to go into like VR development, I want to go into let's say Java, okay, backend with Java, something like that. So I'll be answering all those questions, that why full stack web development would be a better choice for you guys as well. Okay, as well as like I will be telling you guys the entire thing. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's first start off with understanding what full stack web development is, what are the different components of full stack web development, and how do they work, what is the meaning behind it as well. Okay, so right over here there are four different, okay, there are four different components, okay, to a particular full stack web development. Okay, there are four different components. The first one is the front end, the second one is the back end, third one is your cloud computing, and the fourth one is your DevOps. So all these four technologies together, okay, all these four technologies together come up to become full stack web development. Okay, now I won't be going into the exact analogy of like what is full front end, what is back end using the example, because many of the students are telling that we have already discussed it. So no issues in that, guys. I will just give you a brief overview so that you guys are able to understand. My focus would be on the technologies that you need to learn. Now keep this in mind, guys. Whatever I'm saying right now, whatever technologies that I'm saying right now, I'm telling you guys from a perspective of what is essential for you to get a job. Now, there are many technologies out there in full stack web development. Every single technology that I will be writing right over here has almost 1,000 other alternatives to it. 1,000 other alternatives to it. Okay, but why I'm writing this particular technology, whatever technologies that I will be writing under each of these banners, I will be explaining you the meaning of the banners as well as the technologies as well. You don't have to worry about it. But whatever I'm writing right over here, you need to make sure that the reason that I'm writing that is, it is the most used, the most abundantly used technology out there in the industry that has the most number of jobs. Now, learning a particular technology, for example, let's say that in backend web development currently we are learning about Node.js, Node and Express in our backend technologies. Now there are many other technologies. You can go with PHP and Cake PHP. You can go with something like Python and Django. You can go with Python and Flask. You can go up with Go. You can go up with let's say any other backend technology, Ruby and Ruby on Rails. So these are other alternatives to the language, okay, to the language as well as to the like framework as well. These are other alternatives that exist But why I'm telling you guys, if I'm writing that, okay, in backend web development, you need to learn Node and Express, is that the reason is extremely simple. First, it is the most abundantly used language and technology, that is the backend framework in the entire industry. Second, it has the most number of jobs that are available. Third, if you know how to write code in Node and Express, if you understand the concepts clearly, it would be very simple for you just in a week or two to shift to any other technology, bar none. Any other technology, bar none. So that opens up the realm of possibilities for you guys. Okay, you can just learn Node and Express. You can apply to every single job. So 80% of the jobs in the industry would be for a requirement of Node and Express, and for the rest 20% as well, you will get accepted, because Node and Express is used so much in the industry, that the rest of the frameworks that are there, whether it be Django, whether it be Flask, whether it be Cake PHP, whether it be Laravel, whether it be any other framework that exists, is based off on Express itself. All the concepts that gets carried forward, that carry forwards from Express to those frameworks as well. So in a week or two, you would be able to learn that language and that framework very easily. So please, right now when I'm talking to you about like, okay, this is the technology that you need to learn, that is my suggestion. Okay, that is like, I'm not here for like creating a YouTube channel that, yeah, learn Next.js, learn this, learn that. My basic concern is, this is the thing that will give you the highest chances of getting a placement. That's it. That's the only thing that I'm telling you guys. The shortest way. There are 50,000 different kinds of technologies that exist in full stack. You cannot learn all of them. This is the shortest way of getting into a big company. Okay, so let's get started with that. Okay, now the front end is basically what you are able to see on your screen. Whatever website that you're visiting, okay, whether it be google.com, whether it be netflix.com, whatever you are able to see on your screen, that's the front end. Okay, so to start learning front end, the technologies that you need to start off with is, of course, like HTTPS responses that we saw right now. Like, what are the HTTPS responses? Okay, the basic understanding about how internet works. So these conceptual knowledge you should be very familiar with. Then you should focus upon HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, then once you have done that, you need to learn a CSS framework as well. Okay, so first start learning with Bootstrap CSS. Once you have learned Bootstrap CSS, you are comfortable in Bootstrap CSS, then move further with Tailwind CSS. You will be using Tailwind CSS a lot more. You will be rarely using Bootstrap CSS, but still, if you want to understand like the crux of how Tailwind basically works, you need to have a very good understanding about Bootstrap. Only then you will be able to understand how to use like Tailwind CSS. So of course, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap CSS, then Tailwind CSS. After that, you need to move on to a particular framework. Okay, so let me just open up the syllabus that we have created for you guys. So these memes are the reason why I'm not able to showcase the class as a kid-friendly class on YouTube. Like, I'm like, hey, dude, I will be cursing a lot. Children shouldn't be listening to that. Yeah, right over here, as you're able to see, start off with HTTPS. Okay, after that, HTML, CSS, version control, so GitHub, that is something that you have to do. Responsive design with CSS. Okay, how to make your website responsive enough that for example, it is opening up properly in your mobile phone, on your laptop, on your desktop, on your TV, on your tablet, everything is working fine. Grid and box layouts, again, that is a part of CSS. Then move further with Bootstrap CSS, then Tailwind CSS, and then JavaScript ES6. Okay, so right now we are using the ES6 version itself of JavaScript in our code as well that we were writing. That is the latest version of JavaScript. Okay, so don't learn ES5, learn ES6. That's the latest, most stable version of JavaScript right now. After that, so these are considered as the basics of web development. Okay, these are considered as the basics of front end web development. These basics are basically used to build up your conceptual knowledge. Okay, build up a hands-on practice with styling a particular website using various tools. Once you are done with that, the next thing that you need to learn is a framework, a JavaScript framework for front end as well. Now, right now we are learning the Express and Node.js, that is like backend framework. So there's a front end framework in JavaScript, that is React.js, that is used to create like front end of a website using JavaScript itself. So why I say that JavaScript is very important. So you have to use JavaScript in the front end for React.js. So if you're learning JavaScript in the front end for React.js, it becomes very easy to create the backend in JavaScript as well. Okay, so right over here you need to get started with React component lifecycle models, React functional components, Webpack. Then you're having the third-party components, styling in React, routing in React, React hooks, state management in React with Redux, connecting to backend. So how could you like create an entire web app and connect it to the backend as well? So all that you have to learn in front-end web development with React.js. This was where your like a good understanding about your front-end web development would be completed right now. Okay, so this is all that is getting included inside your front-end web development. So now whenever you are practicing upon this, okay, this is not something that is conceptual in nature. Okay, web development is not very conceptual in nature. It's not that you will just pick up a book and just start reading it and you are like a master of web development. No, that is not how it happens. Everything related to web development is all about practice. The more you practice, the better you will be at it. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are building projects. So if I'm writing, getting started with React component lifecycle models. Okay, so this is not something that is like a topic and you can just read through it. You have to create projects to move further with it as well. Okay. Okay, so next thing that we will be seeing after this is your backend web development. So backend web development, as you're able to see, we'll be starting out with the basics, that is Node.js, Express, then microservice architecture with Express and Node.js. Okay, this is very important topic. Most of the things that you will be building as the basics, it's the code that we are currently building is called as a monolithic architecture. Okay, it's called as a monolithic architecture where you have a single backend that basically caters to everything. You want a user to sign in, it will handle that as well for you. You want the users to showcase a particular picture, their profile, that particular backend will handle it for you. Everything that your website does, a single backend application is handling that, and you never want that. You don't want that at any point of time. Okay, so in big companies, what happens is you have these APIs, you have these different backend services that happen. Okay, so there will be one particular service, one particular backend service that will just handle user authentication, the login, logout, all this kind of stuff. There'll be one backend that will just handle the posts and the likes and the comment. That's it, nothing else. There will be one backend that will just handle the profile of that user. That's it, nothing else. So this is called as microservice architecture with Node and Express. Now this is a particular topic that is a bit difficult to learn, but yes, it will be of like great help to you guys. Okay, now integrating with MongoDB is a backend. We have already like talked about it in our first class itself. So MongoDB is a backend. You need to learn about that. Validation and error handling, building RESTful APIs, okay, with Node.js, Express and MongoDB. Authentication and security of your backend, okay, to make sure that your backend does not fall prey to a cybersecurity attack. So that is something that you have to make sure of it as well. Okay, the next thing that is there in the same is DevOps. Okay, now DevOps is basically like you have, so everybody right now in the industry has studied almost this much. Okay, front end web development and back end web development, everybody who's calling themselves as full stack web developers knows at least this much. Now the problem is there are currently like 10,000 job openings right now in full stack web development. Let's take up an example. There are 10,000 job openings in full stack web development, and there are 1 lakh people who have already learned front end and back end web development. 1 lakh unemployed people who have already learned front end and back end. Okay, now these 1 lakh, if you are among these 1 lakh, what is the chance of getting this particular job? Just 10%. 10% is the chance of you getting into that particular job. But if a particular person is there, if you are a particular person who knows cloud computing as well as DevOps along with front end and back end, now these type of people are very less. Okay, these type of people are like 100 to 200 people who actually know stuff. Now for a company, just think about it. For a company, what is better? To hire like one front end person, one back end person, one cloud computing person, one DevOps person at like 15 to 20 lakhs per annum, or it is better to just get these 100 to 200 people who know everything, who can just like do everything for you guys, okay, for the company itself, and they will be charging like 30 or 40 lakhs from them. Which one is a better like option for these companies? Can somebody let me know? This is just an example, guys. This is not the exact number. Of course, full stack web development has the most demand right now in the entire industry, especially in India. Like full stack web development has the highest number of job openings in India. Then you are having your data science, and then you are having the other branches itself. The second option, of course, like that's a very practical option from the company as well, that I'm able to get like 1 or 2 people who is able to do everything for me. Okay, and they are able to help each other out as well if they have any problems or something like that. So one person is always better than maintaining a team of 4. I'm not overpaying anybody as well. So in that particular case, it becomes very easy for these 100 to 200 people to get hired. And that is why I always say that as a full stack web developer, you should just not know front end and back end. You should be familiar with cloud computing as well as DevOps as well. Now, DevOps is a particular concept that is like an ops concept, an operations concept itself. For example, I'm creating a code inside my laptop right now. Now I'm having like a version of JavaScript, I'm having some version of JavaScript, I'm having some version of NodeJS, some version of Express. So everything. So if I'm giving this code to you guys, I build the entire code on some versions of these applications. I gave this code to you. You are running it on your laptop. You have some other version of JavaScript, some other version of Node, some other version of Express. Now your code isn't working fine. Like some of the code pieces is like version specific. So it's not working fine on your laptop, but it was working fine on mine. Now what is the problem right over here? There's a problem with the versions of the dependencies that you're having. Now that is one of the problem statements that DevOps handle for you guys. Okay, so DevOps basically has a particular concept of Docker that containerizes. Okay, so all the code as well as whatever files, whatever versions that it need, okay, it containerizes everything. Okay, it, like just packs this up in a Tetra pack and then ships it off. So all the versions and everything that it needs is there in that container itself. Okay, it's there in that container itself. So whether you are putting that code on your friend's laptop or on a server, you don't even need to care about what that server is. Maybe it's a Mac server, maybe it's a Windows server, maybe it's a Linux server. You don't even have to care about that because DevOps so the Docker handles everything for you guys right over there. The second concept is like Kubernetes that basically help you guys to orchestrate these Docker containers as well. So all that is a particular topic that comes into DevOps. Okay, DevOps is very important, guys. Docker and Kubernetes, so building and manipulating single and multiple containers with Docker, Docker Volume, Docker Compose, containerization and application with Docker, securing with Sync. Then you are having the automating with CI/CD. Okay, CI/CD is extremely important. Continuous integration, continuous deployment right over there. How to write CI/CD scripts, how to automate deployments and testing with CI/CD. That is also very important right over here. Then the next is, of course, your Kubernetes. So K8 commands, multiple container apps with K8s, ingress to handle traffic, deployment with K8s, custom domain and SSL certificates. So all that basically comes into the domain of DevOps right over there. And the last topic is your cloud computing. Your cloud computing is basically you don't want to buy a server of like 3 lakh rupees at any point of time. Okay, you don't have that kind of cash as well. So you rent out servers from companies like Google, companies like Microsoft, companies like Amazon as well. Okay, so you rent out servers from these companies and then you are able to use it directly. Okay, so that is where the concept of cloud computing happens. That is, instead of having a physical server at your home to be able to manage that, to be able to maintain it, to be able to buy it, you don't have to spend that money. You can just rent it out from these cloud computing services. Maybe AWS by Amazon, maybe GCP by Google, or maybe Azure by Microsoft as well. Now, cloud computing is a particular concept that I will suggest you guys to go with AWS. Go with AWS. Almost 80% of the entire world internet lives on AWS itself. Everybody uses AWS as of this particular point of time. Along with that, as AWS is the most oldest of the entire three, okay, whether it be GCP, Azure, or AWS is the most oldest of them. So AWS has more number of features as well, a lot more features than GCP and Azure. So if you are able to learn AWS completely, like whatever is needed, then you can easily shift to GCP and Azure, because all the things that you can do on AWS, you can do it on GCP and Azure as well. So it becomes very easy for you to shift cloud computing. So I will suggest you guys to go with AWS. Okay, that will be my suggestion. Okay. What is Docker? Docker is a particular technology that comes up into DevOps. Okay, it's a particular technology that basically comes up into DevOps. Now, what happens is when you're writing a particular code. Okay, let's see that this is your computer. Let's say this is your computer right over here. Let's consider this is your computer. Your computer is like a Windows computer. Okay, so this is, let's say, Windows computer which has like JavaScript ES5 right over here. It has like Express 3.0. It has like NodeJS like 6.0 or something like that. So these are the specifications that are there for your computer. Now we are building a particular code. You are writing some particular code. Now this code is dependent upon these. Okay, this code is basically dependent upon these different versions of the different dependencies that are there. Now, if you're sending this code, you are working on a local laptop, you have to deploy it on a server. Okay, now that server is, let's say, a Mac server, or let's say a Linux server, which has like JavaScript ES6 right over there, with Express version 4.0, with Node.js version 10.0. This is the latest versions of these applications. Your server, your code wouldn't work right over there. There will be a lot of errors. It was working perfectly on your laptop. But it is not working on that particular computer or that particular server itself. So that is the place. Okay, see, Maslonda, I'm there on Instagram. Just directly contact me on Instagram. I'm not even able to understand, like, you have to message you, I will have to buy premium. Like, Instagram is for free. Like, I'm like, for me, like, I don't know, like, I've never seen something asking for payment on Instagram. Like, if somebody has, like, please let me know, because I have never seen, like, if I want to message somebody on Instagram, I have to pay something. So if you want, you can directly like message me on Instagram itself, dude. So that is where the concept of Docker comes into place. Okay, that is the concept of Docker comes into place. So what Docker does is it creates a container. It creates a container around your code. It creates a container around your code, and this container contains your code itself. Okay, and this container contains your code as well as all the dependencies comes pre-installed inside of it. So maybe like Linux along with JS version 5, okay, EX version 3, Node version 6. It comes pre-installed with all the versions that is required for this code to work. Now, instead of sending the code to someone, you will be sending this Docker file. So think about it as the Docker file creates an environment around the code which has everything that it needs to work. It is not dependent upon the system. It is not dependent upon which system that it is at. It can be on an Apple system, it can be on Linux system, it can be on a system which does not even has JavaScript inside of it. It is not at all dependent upon the system, because everything that it needs to survive is already there in that Docker container itself. And that is the concept of Dockers. Okay, that is the concept of Dockers. Dockers are like your Tetra packs, that is there. It contains everything that it needs so that it is not getting rotten. Okay, it is always working. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Must Londa, just contact me on Instagram directly. Okay, if there's any problem, I've already given you guys Instagram as well. You can contact me on Instagram. Okay. Oh, how many years does it take to become a full stack developer? We usually train them in 3 months. Okay. Okay, so that is the concept of DevOps right over there. Okay, now how to proceed further with learning. Okay, how to proceed further with learning all these topics. Now, my suggestion is first read some theory. Okay, whatever theory is there, read it, and then start with the project. Directly start with the fucking project. Okay, don't wait for it. You are learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Go with a portfolio website. You want to learn Bootstrap, just build upon it. For example, in the training program, what we do is you start learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You build your personal portfolio website. Then we train you how to build a front end clone of let's say Zomato. Okay, let's say Zomato. Okay, so we usually work upon the Zomato clone itself. Take up a big project. Okay, you should have these small projects like portfolio website or book my show API, or all these type of small projects should be there, but you should have a very big project under your mind as well, a big project that you need to work upon. Because see, just showing projects that okay, I know Docker, this is my Docker project, I know HTML, this is my HTML project, I know React, this is my React project, that is not worth it. That is not worth it. You need to showcase your skills on how you are able to integrate all these different technologies together. You need to showcase your skills, okay, on how to integrate all these together right now. Okay, all these technologies together. For example, in the training program, what we do is we take up the Zomato clone. Okay, so for example, you will build the Zomato clone in like React.js. Okay, the front end will be in React.js. We'll then have a project inside of which we'll be building the backend of the Zomato application that you use inside of NodeJS, Express as a microservice architecture, so that you are able to understand all those concepts as well. Then you look at into how to integrate the two technologies together, so how to integrate the front end with the back end. Once you've done that, the next particular step is to set up how to deploy it to AWS. Okay, so we use AWS right over here. So how to deploy it to AWS so that people are able to use your application. Now, how to like orchestrate it, okay, using DevOps. So setting up the CI/CD pipelining right over there, how to containerize it, how to launch it into a cluster of Kubernetes so that it is able to manage your servers for you. So all that you are able to create a big project, a very big project right over there, and you are easily able to continue further from it. You're easily able to continue. So for example, if I'm showing you a particular project that I built my personal portfolio website, I built a backend recipe API, I built up a Docker project right over here, and then there's a second person who is showing that I built the entire Zomato application that you are currently using on your phone. I built the entire thing on a production level alone, without the help of anybody. Now, which is a particular person that I will be preferring to like hire? If I am a person who I need a product to be built at the end of the day, I need a particular person who is able to integrate different technologies together. A particular person is there who shows me that he has the knowledge of every single technology, but individually he does not know how to integrate them together. And there is a second person who has shown me that he knows all the technologies as well, but he also knows how to integrate them well and how to create an entire project from the utmost scratch. Which particular person should I prefer? Can you guys let me know? Which particular person should I prefer right now? Can somebody let me know which particular person should I prefer right now, guys? The second person, of course, because it's a no-brainer for me. Okay, the one who has integrated everything, he knows the entire stuff and he's able to integrate it as well. That is the best person that I can get at the end of the day. Okay, and with time, of course, if I'm telling him that okay, integrate this particular technology, he will be able to figure that out as well, because he knows how to integrate stuff at the end of the day. Okay, so that should be your aim. Okay, that should be your aim on how to learn everything. Now let's come up to the career perspective. Okay, right now I've told you guys about what are the different things that you need to study and all that. Let's try to understand what are the different career opportunities for full stack web developers and how to proceed further with that, guys. So full stack web developers are of two types that I understand. Okay, one of them would be focused upon freelancers. So freelancers is basically someone who goes to websites like Fiverr.com or Freelancer.com, these type of websites that are existing at this Upstock or something like that, and they take up projects from other clients and they build for them. So in this particular case, for freelancers, the only thing that they need to know is full stack web development. Full stack web development is more than sufficient for them. Okay, they need to know how to integrate everything. They need to know how to build everything together, and that is more than sufficient for them. They don't need to know anything else from right over there. Anything else. Okay, The next particular type of person is a particular person who is currently focused upon getting a job. Okay, a job or an intern. Okay, a job or an intern. I hope that most of you are from the second category itself. I hope that most of you are from the second category itself. Can you guys let me know? Rohit, we will be coming to Android versus web development at a later point of time. I already told you guys, okay? So please be patient. Right now, listen to me very carefully, okay? Most of you would be from the second particular case. That is, I need a job or an intern right now. Okay, of course, for freelancers, I've already told you guys that full stack web development is more than sufficient for you guys. You don't need to learn anything else. But for job, there are two kinds of jobs that are available. Okay, the first kind of job is basically jobs for like companies like TCS, Infosys, or startups. Okay, so these are the companies TCS, Infosys, and startups. The second type of companies are the big name companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, let's say Samsung, and these type of big companies right over here. Okay, these type of big companies right over here. Now for TCS, Infosys, startups, again, you just need to know full stack web development completely. You need to have good projects under your belt. That is more than sufficient. That is more than sufficient for you guys to continue from right over there. Okay, more than sufficient. There is nothing that you need to do after this. Okay, but for getting into companies like Google, Amazon, or like Microsoft or Samsung or these big name companies, just learning full stack web development isn't enough. Just learning full stack development isn't enough. So let me just elaborate on that as well. So for getting into big name companies, there are three things that you need to learn. Three things that you need to learn. First is data structures and algorithms, DSA, that too only in C++ or Java. That too only in C++ or Java. Don't ask me, sir, what about Python, what about JavaScript? No, only in C++ or Java. Okay, then the second thing is competitive programming. For that you can refer to lead code or code chef. I would suggest to do both of them together. Again, don't go with Hacker Earth, HackerRank, GFG. They just give you a false sense of accomplishment that you know shit, but you don't know anything. Okay, they don't mean anything. These are the level of questions that you should be able to do. That is lead code and code chef. This is the level of questions that you need to do. And then the third one is full stack web development projects. This basically decides your package, okay, that how high your package would be. Now DSA and CP is something that basically helps you reach to the interviews. In the interviews, you will be showing off your skills of full stack web development. But to be able to reach to an interview itself, you have to give some exams before that. You have to give some coding exams before that. And these coding exams are based on DSA and competitive programming. These coding exams are based on DSA and coding, competitive programming. If you're not able to clear these coding exams, if you're not able to clear these coding exams, then you are not able to get into an interview itself. And if you're not able to get interview, it does not matter how great a full stack developer that you were, you will never get that job. Okay, so that is the basic stuff. You need to start with DSA, then you need to go with CP, and then you need to go with full stack web development. Okay, again, lead code and code chef only. Don't go with any other platforms. Code forces is something that if you are able to complete lead code and code chef and you are very sure of your coding tactics, then yes, I would suggest you guys to move further with code forces as well. But if you are not, then like yeah, just wait for that. Microsoft and Amazon are not asking more questions on CP. They are focusing on DSA. Is it that really true? No, Akshay. When you are giving the examination, okay, when you are giving the exam itself, the coding exam, then you will be getting questions on CP itself. You will not get DSA questions right over there. Of course, DSA is basically the building blocks for understanding CP. So you will have to understand it, okay? So right over here, like I said, okay, again, don't ask me about other platforms, this platform, that platform. There are 100 different platforms that are available. These are the two best platforms that are there right now. Okay. Okay. So right over here, as you're able to see, you need to start with DSA. First, learn C++ or Java. Okay, that is the first thing that you should be doing. Okay, if you are not familiar with, if you haven't started learning C++ or Java, I think so on our website. Let me just check. YouTube. Your channel, videos. Okay, so as you're able to see, we have uploaded a new video right now, that is C++ in 5 hours. It starts from the at most beginning. Okay, it's for free. There's no charges to it. Okay, you can easily go there and attend it. Okay, it will be up and running from tomorrow morning, I guess, from 10 o'clock itself. No, from 3 o'clock. Okay, yeah, it will be starting from 3 o'clock tomorrow. It is a 5 hour premiere right over there, in which we will be learning everything about C++ from the utmost scratch, from the utmost basics to the most advanced level. So if you have no idea about C++ or Java, you can definitely start from right over there. From day after tomorrow, we are going to start with our Java. So we have already completed C++ on our YouTube channel. We'll be starting with Java from day after tomorrow, or yeah, day after tomorrow itself. So definitely you can go ahead and learn Java as well from the utmost scratch. Both C++ and Java has been completed by someone from Cisco as well as Barclays. So those were the instructors who have recorded the entire stuff. You can definitely go through them and you can learn it from right over there. This is my basically way of like completing all the topics and everything that will be there related to what you need to learn before getting started with data structures and algorithms or computer programming. Okay, so everything related to the language itself we have completed right over here. Okay. So now, why full stack web development? Why not Android development? Why not something else right over here? Why I'm telling you guys to learn full stack web development first of all. An Android development basically limits your application that you can build. Okay, when you're just learning Android web development, okay, when you're just learning Android web development, you're able to create just an Android app and nothing else. You're not able to create anything else right over there. You're able to create just an Android app itself. But with React plus Node, okay, if you are able to use React plus Node plus Express plus MongoDB, that is called as MERN stack, MERN. If you're learning the MERN stack, okay, if you have learned the MERN stack in its entirety, you just need to revise on another module of React called as React Native. If you have learned MERN stack completely, you just have to learn another module called as React Native. It takes like 7 days to learn React Native after understanding entire MERN stack. And then you're able to create websites. Okay, you're able to create apps. You are able to create Android apps, iOS apps. You are able to create VR apps as well using React Native. So you don't have to learn Android development separately. You don't have to learn web development separately. If you're doing that, then what happens is like your Android app will have its own backend, your website will have its own backend, and that is not something that you want to do. Your app, like when you're going to any website, okay, when you're going to a website, let's say Zomato.com, okay, so it has a website as well as an application. Now, both of them have the same backend. Because the backend is the same and the front end is basically built in React Native and React right over there. So that is the reason why I always suggest students to start first of all with full stack web development, so that you are able to understand about MERN stack, you are able to understand about cloud computing, you are able to understand about DevOps, and then you just have to give 7 more days to learn React Native to be able to build web apps, Android apps, iOS apps, VR apps together. So you never have to do anything else as well. Now, my suggestion to those guys who are looking forward to go into ethical hacking is that treat it as a hobby right now. Don't treat it as a career opportunity. Right now, career in ethical hacking is not that great in India. The demand for ethical hackers is not that great right now. So it becomes so many people are learning ethical hacking. It becomes very difficult for people to get a good job in ethical hacking, and that is not something that I want for you guys. My suggestion would be, so for example, if you want to learn how to break a lock, what is the fastest way of understanding how you can break a lock? Basically, to understand how a lock is manufactured, how a lock works. Only then you will be able to break the lock. Similar to that in ethical hacking as well, you want to hack a particular website. You want to go and like see what are the vulnerabilities that are there in your backend. Now, you will only be able to do that if you know the cloud computing, the DevOps, and the backend portion of it in its absolute clear sense. Only then you will be able to become a good ethical hacker. So usually I suggest students to first learn full stack web development, and then like that secures your job openings, and then you can learn like ethical hacking as a hobby. Okay. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So we have to learn DSA and full stack web development simultaneously or one by one, which is the best way according to you? See, My so the last batch that we had of the training program, we got an average placement of about 13.3 lakhs per annum for our batch, and you will be able to see on our website as well the graduates that are there. So let me just show it to you guys. DevTown.in, scroll down, graduates. So we placed a lot many number of students in companies like Microsoft, in companies like Google. As you're able to see Microsoft, Accenture, Gap, Google, Amazon, Samsung, Geo, Flipkart, Oracle, Walmart, Barclays, Deutsche Bank. So we place a lot of students in different companies in the entire program itself. Now, what I was able to see is, we never ask students to join the training and internship program. Never ever. We only tell students that, the training program is of like 3 months. Okay, if you're not able to give, you are having 4 years of your life in your college. Okay, and after that you are still having like almost 30 years of job that you have to do. That is your choice. If you want to spend these 4 years of your life doing matargasti, okay, playing with your friends, going out with your friends, not studying, not giving time to your career growth, and then getting a job in like TCS, Infosys, like 3 lakh per annum, that is totally up to you. That is your choice. You will be spending your next 10 to 15 years just trying to make ends meet. Inside Bangalore, if you are trying to get a normal PG as well, it costs you 10,000 rupees a month. Will you be able to afford it? You in your the 3 lakhs an annum, that is your salary, will you be able to afford it as well? No. That is the point. Like, you need to choose whether you want to spend these 4 years of your life working, okay, trying to make sure that you are getting into a good company, trying to get into Google. So Google gave a placement of 60 lakhs per annum to 7 students from us. Microsoft took 9 students from us at 48 lakhs per annum. Flipkart took 21 students at 21 students at 28 lakhs per annum. Walmart also took almost 15 or something students at 30 lakhs per annum. Do you want to be among those students, or do you want to be someone who is going into like Infosys? And that amount of cash can make a lot of difference. See, those people who tell na ki money does not matter, they have a lot of money in their bank. Only then they tell this particular thing. If you ask me right now that whether I would like to like just leave this company and just go and party all night with my friends or earn like 4 lakhs per annum working currently as a software engineer, I will also suggest, I will be like, hey, dude, I'm earning 4 lakhs per annum. Like, why would I ever want to shift like right over there to just like party along with my friends? Friends are not going to be there for me for my entire life. When I need money, it's not my friend who is going to send me money. I have to earn for my own. If I want to get a bike, I'm getting it with my own money. My friend is not going to buy me a bike. Okay, if you are getting such friends, then dude, like, you're one of the very lucky persons to be able to do that. Okay, but not everybody is able to get that friends like that. So you have to make sure that, see, so for example, somebody asked that, so do we have to do DSA, CP as well as full stack together? Yes, you have to do it together. You don't have an option. You don't have an option. Okay, if you are in your first year, yes, you can think like, okay, right now I will do full stack first, and then I will do DSA, then I will do CP. But that is not how it works. DSA, CP, programming in general is all about practice. The more that you practice, the better that you will be able to get at it. And it is also one of the major facts that motivation is something that lacks in many students. Motivation is something that lacks in many students, because they will be doing coding for 1 week, they will be like, yaar nahi ho raha, I'm not able to do it, this is not something that I want to do with my life. Okay, then what is that you want to do in your life? Do you want to get just party all night? This is not how life works. This is the shortest way of earning a lot of bucks and working at a company where the perks is amazing. I'm able to leave my office at 4:30 today and come and take up this class, and my office people are not saying anything to me. That is the basic thing. Like, I'm able to go to my office and even sleep for an hour as well. They will never. So if I'm getting my work done, they don't care about it, and I'm able to get a lot of money as well right over there. So that is the thing that you need to understand, guys. It's not something that is about like, yeah, I will have to work hard. Everybody has to work hard if he or she or they want to achieve something in their life. Okay? Okay, so like I said, all these different things I've already provided to you guys right over here. Okay, I've already provided to you guys right over here the entire PDF and everything that is available on our website. Okay, you can take up this entire thing as a like reference material. Okay, if you, for example, data structures and algorithms, what do you need to learn in that? Okay, so programming in C++ or Java, then mathematics, bit manipulation, recursion, arrays, searching, sorting, matrix, hashing, strings, linked lists, stacks, queues, dequeues, trees, BST, heap, graph, greedy algorithms, backtracking, dynamic programming, tries, segment and binary index trees, disjoint sets. These are all the topics that you need to learn in both DSA and CP, in both of the topics. So this syllabus has been crafted. So this hasn't been crafted by us. So we have our partnerships with different companies that hire from us. They provide us with the topics that they want in their company, and we train the students on the basis of that. So this is a syllabus that gives you the best and the shortest possible method to get into a particular company. Now, yes, if you're, see, again, like I said, I don't want students to be joining into the training and internship program as well, because I only want those students who are really like, yes, we want to do it. We will devote our 3 months to only this and nothing else. Like, we'll go to college, come back home, and from like that particular point of time to the point that I'm sleeping, I'll be just working hard. Only that kind of students we take it into our program. Nobody else. That is the reason why if you're going on our website, we have just put up any type of pricing right over there so that nobody enrolls from our website itself, because we have to showcase it right over there, but we try to make sure that nobody is enrolling into the program from there, because we want to make sure that people who are coming into the program are someone who is like, dude, like for the next 3 months, my life is just revolving around learning and nothing else. The rest, follow this particular syllabus, take up your time, learn according to whatever you want to do. Again, just remember this, that companies don't look at your which college are you from, what are you currently doing. People have got placed into Google from our behalf who are in the chemical. I've got a person from Merchant Navy who got placed into Amazon. I've got a particular person who is from commerce background who got placed into Oracle. So companies don't care about which particular branch you are from, what are you doing. If you have the right knowledge and the right skill set, only those will be able to get into these companies. Nobody else. Okay? Nobody else. So you need to make sure that you are from among those people. Okay? You are from among those people itself. Okay? So just make sure that you have the right skills and the right knowledge. Take up this entire PDF as your Bible, okay, as your holy grail. Follow this word by word and you will be able to do it immediately. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. So what is your salary at work? I don't want to disclose it, but yeah, the last time so the people who got placed into Google, the 7 people, we called them to Bangalore. Via my own money, I called them to Bangalore, and we had a party right over here. So like they were like, they got a good placement, about 60 lakhs per annum, and we had a party. We had a great party, and then the bill came. I was like, hey, dude, like you guys are getting placements, like I shouldn't be saying this, but like you are getting, like, I'm earning 4 lakhs per month. You are getting 6 lakhs per month. Why the fuck should I pay for this bill? Okay, you guys have got the placement. You guys are going to pay for this particular bill right over here. We had a great laugh about it. At the end, I ended up paying it. Of course, I won't be asking them to pay, but like the point is, like, once you have achieved a aim in your life, like, yes, I went into this particular company, now I'm earning a lot, like that is something that you want at the end of the day. That is what life is. Why are you enrolled into this particular college? Why are you sitting right over here in this particular boot camp? Because you want to at some point of time get a good job. Just focus upon that. Leave everything else. Okay, leave everything else. You don't need to focus upon getting a girlfriend, managing friends. When you will going into these companies like Google, you will have great friends right over there. You will make amazing friends, amazing peers, and maybe amazing boyfriends and girlfriends as well. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about these small things. Worry about the bigger picture. See the bigger picture right over there. Okay? Okay. So for those, like I said, those who are interested into the training and internship program, for them, I'm just telling you guys, we have created this program. We are conducting this for the past 1 year. We don't have it regularly. We arrange it only if the instructors are free. So basically the instructors are my personal friends. Okay, so we have Aradhna Kund for Google. We have Harsh Akshit from Google. We have Dipen from Amazon. We have Ritik Kumar, who teaches the C++, Java, data structures and algorithms, and competitive programming in these languages as well. So he he's currently world ranked top 100 in Code Chef as well as Lead Code. On Lead Code he's 104. On Code Chef and Code Forces he's in the world top 100. So he's also one of my friends from DU. And then we have Khushbu Tanyal from McKinsey and Company, Krishna Sampal from Morgan Stanley, Madhav from American Express, Nandini from Google, Nikhil Agrawal from Sony, Nikhil Bhartwal from Google again, Pavan who has left us currently, who's currently not working in DevTown right now, Rahul Halalka from Goldman Sachs, Cisco, we are having Sushant Shukla, Vishal Jain from Oracle. I'm myself one of the instructors. I take up the batch from 11 o'clock. Okay, then we are having Sahil Rahman from HP and Porsche. So these are all the different instructors that are there in our program. Like I said, so we have the classes live on Zoom every single day for 2 hours in the evening after 7 o'clock. After 7 o'clock in the evening, every single day, 5 to 6 days a week for 3 hours, 3 months continuously. We have our program, okay, on Zoom. The classes will be of 60 to 70 students with the instructor being from these instructors itself. Depending upon the topics, the instructor change right over there. Okay, and the recordings for every live class. So for example, the class is over of Zoom. We provide you guys with the lifetime recordings for the same as well. Once the entire program is over, for example, you are enrolling in the full stack web development program, we provide you guys with the class recordings of data science as well as for cybersecurity. So both the programs we provide you guys with the class recordings so that, see, like I said, we are a non-profit organization. We don't want to like take money from you guys. If we wanted to take money, like what we have seen is that these programs cost above 50,000 rupees. So like we don't want to take money from you guys. So we just give out the class recordings to the students. And if you're really interested in cybersecurity, if you're really interested in data science, you want to learn more, just refer to these recordings and learn it from right over there. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, then after that, we are having 2 hours of live doubt session every single day where the instructor will be sitting right over there. You can come up to the instructors, ask your questions. We have the interview preparation, GitHub, mock interviews, LinkedIn preparation, resume preparation, okay, communication skills, soft skills that you need to develop. Okay, the classes will be only in English. The only prerequisite for the entire program is that you should be able to understand English. That's it. That's the only prerequisite that is there in the class. We don't expect students to know anything from the start. Okay, we expect students that they are not knowing anything about even like programming in general itself. We start from there. So all the languages, all the tools, everything we start from the utmost scratch, and we take it to the most highest level, that is building the entire Zomato clone at the very end. The 15 plus projects, like it is a training and an internship, because we are able to understand you need to submit it to your college as well. So we have made sure that you are able to get the letter of recommendation and the internship completion certificate as well, so that you are able to submit it to your class in your college. The second thing is like placements are catered by us. So we have 3 ways of placements. The first is via the instructor themselves. That is the reason why we have instructors from different companies, so that if the instructor feels that okay, you are a good student right over there, they basically give you guys the referrals from the class itself, that if you guys want, you can apply for these positions available in these companies using those referrals. The second particular thing is we are having our own partnerships with different companies. I can even show you guys the companies that we are currently partnered up with. Let me just open up that for you. So we are currently partnered up with a many number of companies. I think so around 30 companies that we are partnered up with as of this particular point of time. And we cater to them. Okay, so they give us, so for example, Google asked for 5 students that they were going to like hire from us. They ended up hiring 7 students in the last placement drive. Along with that, like right over here, these are all the companies that we are partnered up with for providing placements to our students. So we have Microsoft. They answered for just 3 students. They ended up taking 9. Amazon took 8. Like I asked for 8, they took up 9 from us. So these are all the different companies that we are partnered up with for providing placements. And the third is our placement portal that makes available to the students, where different companies place their requirements and the students are able to we allow them to enroll from right over there as well. So this is how we cater to the placements. But like I said, because we need to answer to these companies, we need to provide these companies with the best quality of students. There's only one thing that we have in this particular program, that the students who are planning to enroll for the same, they need to make sure that you guys are 100% sure that yes, like I'm ready to devote the next 3 months to only this, because we will be like rigorously rubbing you very hard with the entire program. It will be a very rigorous program. 2 hours every single day of classes that is just for full stack, and then you will be having your data structures and algorithms, C competitive programming, as well as C in C++ or Java. That is up to you. We give you guys the choice, but you will have to do that as well. Every single day, 4 hours of classes you will have to do in 2-3 months, up till 3 months from right over there. We have students joining us from first year, second year, third year, fourth year, from civil, chemical, mechanical, from commerce, from even merchant navy. We never thought that people will be joining us from merchant navy, but they also joined us right now. So that is the thing, like it's open for all, because we know that these companies don't care about what you are currently doing. They only care whether you have the right skill sets and the right knowledge, and that is what we are here to do. But again, like I said, like it's totally up to you guys. Like I said, no pressure. If you guys are willing to enroll into the program, you can. There is a cost associated with the program, like I said, because even though these are my friends who are currently like taking up the classes itself, but they won't be like giving like 3 months of their time, 2 hours every single day for free. So I need to make a payment to them as well. So these people charge me around 5,500 rupees per student. Okay, each of that is these fees. So I'm very clear, I'm very transparent about everything. I want to make sure that you guys are very clear about everything. You are able to see everything very transparently. Okay, so these instructors charges 5,500 rupees per student that they are teaching. The classes is about 60 to 70 students, and the program goes out for like 3 months in total. So like 5,500 per student for the entire 3 months, that is their charges. Then we have the GST overhead, that is almost 18%. That brings up the cost to about like 6,800 approximately. And then on top of that, we have our organization fees, that is like 700 rupees that we take for the referral programs and all the other programs that we are having. So the total cost, including taxes, for the entire 3 months, I'm not talking about monthly, I'm talking about the entire 3 months, is 7,500 rupees. That is the cost of this program. Now this is the this is the most right now in the entire industry. We are able to do it for such cheap because we are a non-profit platform. If you're going with something like Scalar Academy, they offer the exact same thing, and the cost is 250,000 rupees. If you're going with Coding Ninjas, they offer just the recordings, not even live, and the cost is 50,000 rupees for the exact same thing. So yeah, I'm able to understand like these are for-profit companies. Of course, they need to make a profit as well. But that is the reason why I started DevTown. Like I didn't quite get the head around, like people need mentors, people need people, they need to interact with people working in Geo, they need to interact with people working in Google, so they will be able to understand that, okay, this is how it works in the corporate, this is how a particular person is teaching me, this is the quality of knowledge that they are having. They will be able to guide you in the most proper sense. A particular person who himself hasn't done anything, how will he or she be able to guide you guys into that? Okay, so yeah, that is the reason why we have I feel this is so less time. So yeah, usually the class goes around for about 3.5 months. Usually that is how long the class goes. We say that it's 3 months, but what I've seen up till now, it usually goes about to 3.5 months. But that is up to us. We will be completing the entire program properly. Like our concern is majorly with making sure that you are able to understand everything properly. That is what we have in the program. Like, because we will be starting from the utmost scratch, we will be starting from the utmost basics and taking you to the most advanced level. So of course it will take some time. That is why the classes of 2 hours every single day for 3 months. But yes, it takes up to like 3.5 months as well. Okay. Can we get the advantage during mid and end semester exams? So what happens right now is, for example, you are having your mid-sem or end-sem examinations in the middle of a particular batch. So what we do is, you have 2 options. Either we can give you the recordings of the classes, you can watch the recordings, ask the doubts in the doubt classes, and then start off with the class itself from where you left. A second thing is, we will just shift you to the next batch. Okay, for example, you joined the program from the 15th of July. So there are 2 batches that we are going to have right now. One is for the 15th of July that has like 10 seats remaining, 10 or 7 seats remaining in full stack web development, and the second one is from the 1st of August. Now, if you're joining the 15th of July batch, and maybe like on about 15th of August you are having your end-sem examinations, so you can just join the next batch from where you left. So you don't have to worry about it. So that is like, we are able to understand, we were also college students, so we are able to understand that, we incorporate it into the model, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Shit, you were giving 15 lakh rupees for 4 years in your college. Which college are you from? Are you studying medical or something? Like, dude, like how much was I paying? It was around 1.2 lakh rupees for 6 months. So 2.4 lakh rupees for a year. So for 4 years, it would be approximately 649. Yeah, I was also paying like 9.6 lakh rupees a year for the entire 4 months. But like that's huge. Okay. That's really very. Now even I'm thinking about it, I feel like it's like very much. Okay. So for batch change, who do we need to contact? So for example, when you are in your class, the point of contact is your mentor itself. Whoever is your instructor, he's your point of contact. Any problems that you're facing, for example, you're not able to attend the classes, you're not well or something like that, just tell the instructor. And again, one more thing, I'm making it very clear, talk in English in the class. Why I'm saying that is not because the instructor is not able to understand Hindi or something like that, but it develops your communication skills. So if you have any doubts, if you have any concerns, if you want to shift a particular batch or something like that, just talk to the instructor. He will help you guys out. Okay. I'm so sorry. That's great, Omnitech. Like, when I was in college, I started my internships from my very first year itself. Like, first year, I started working out on like different companies, and then I moved to Reliance, then I went to Geo, then I went to Fastnell, then I went into 2 to 3 different startups as well. So, like, I also like I got a lot of money, but for me, like I spent every single dime on my parents. Like for me, it was like something that was very sacred for me. Like if my father is like like his phone is like broken, he is using the same phone for like 6 years, and I just like leave that phone, I'll get you a new one. Okay, I'm not talking to you about right over here. Okay. Yeah, so there are two batches that are going to start right now. The first batch that is going to start for both full stack as well as data scientist program is the 15th of July batch. The second batch is from the 1st of August. Now, if you're going on our website, you will be checking up the pricing. It will show you 10,000 rupees. If you're going into our website, if you're checking up the prices, it is showing you 10,000 rupees. So we have done that like because we don't want anybody to enroll into the program directly. It is only open to the bootcamp students. So that is the reason why the cost of the program is 7,500. But to enroll into the program, I first need to understand what is your purpose to enroll into the program itself. Because for example, maybe the full stack development is not the right program for you. I don't want you guys to waste your money or something like that. So usually I ask you guys to contact me or my team on WhatsApp, where we are able to have a bunch of mentors right over there who are able to understand your query. What are you currently doing? Which program is better for you? If there's no program that is better for you, then what are the resources that you can use to move further with it? So that is how we handle everything, because we don't want people to waste this. It's better if you are wasting 7,500 on Hulu, get Netflix, get Hotstar, get Prime, everything, and just enjoy your life. Okay, don't waste money. Okay, that is not something that you should be doing at any point of time. Okay. Yeah. So again, I wanted to understand right now, how many of you are interested in enrolling to the program? How many of you are interested in enrolling to the program itself? Can somebody let me know? Hey, Venom, like it has been almost 6 days, man. Do you not know my qualifications? I'm BTech graduate from Birla Institute of Technology. I have worked previously in companies like, I first started working in Reliance as a data analyst. Then I went into companies like Geo. I got promoted to Geo, where I worked as a data scientist. Then I went into like Google, where I was one of the lead instructors in the Explore ML program. That is where my passion for teaching basically came into light. Then I went into different startups. Okay, I started working for startups because startups were paying much more to me. I worked as a machine learning engineer. I worked as a full stack web developer. Then I shifted to Fastnell, where I worked as a software engineer. So like that is my entire qualification. Okay, so can somebody let me know how many of you are interested to enroll into the program? Like I said, because for the 15th of July batch, we only have 7 seats. So if many people are interested, then we will have to create a new batch for that. Okay. The fees is 7,500 for the entire 3 months, not per month. I'm not like an evil person. Okay. Okay, so many people are like, the cost is out of bounds for something. I'll just show you something. Okay. So before starting DevTown, I thought that this must be existing. Like there will be some companies who are providing this. So I went to some different companies. So for just MERN stack web development, for just pre-recorded sessions, the costing that is there is 58,999. This is not even live. This is not even live. This is just pre-recorded. If you go to Scalar Academy had an awesome like syllabus. I loved the syllabus. We also modeled some of our syllabus on the basis of Scalar Academy itself. The cost was 2,50,000 rupees. So like I said, like as a student, I don't have that kind of money. Like how will I pay that? That is the reason why we created our DevTown. That there should be an option that is like charging only that much that the instructors are getting. Like that is why we created DevTown. See, like I said, it does not matter from which branch or which particular college you are from. Okay, the only thing that matters is your skills and your knowledge, and you can do it on your own as well. I did it on my own. I never had any senior of mine. I never had any help as well. I did it all on my own. But the thing is, like, it took me a lot of time. I started like sometimes I would get like, yeah, I don't want to continue doing this. I will just leave coding for like 3 months on a like score. And then when I started, everything just sucked at that point of time. I was very bad at coding. So it became very difficult for me to manage stuff at that point of time. And that is the reason why I understood that a senior who has gone through the entire stuff will be able to like go through the entire thing. Okay, so for example, for our last batch of like we have 500 students in our last batch, we placed almost 470 out of them. 420 students got placed out of them. So yes, for those students who are not coming to the class, who are not practicing everything, we cannot assure it for them. But those who are coming to the class itself, those guys, you are able to get everything. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Okay, I'm able to understand like some of you are interested. Don't worry about it, guys. If you are interested, you can contact me on my number. I will just give you guys my number as well. Give me a second. You just look at Ish. The next batch is going to start like from the 15th of July, and then we are going to have the next batch from the 1st of August. Okay. I paid 64,000 rupees in real level for great, man. uh, uh, oh my god, like that's just so it's awesome to see like see what can I say about it? Like what do you think we were paying like 64,000 rupees, man? Shit. Even I like the most amount of money that I have paid for a particular, like I never paid for any course or something like that. I paid for a certification, and that certification itself never helped me out. Like that is the time that I realized that certificates don't matter. It's the knowledge that you develop that matter. Yes, certificates give an idea about the interviewer that okay, you know this topic and it's like authenticated, but he will still ask you a lot of questions to know that whether you actually know stuff or not. The most amount of money that I've ever paid for a certification was for a Google certificate that costed me about 1.75 lakhs. That was the cost. Like I failed that exam once, I had to give it again. That is the reason why I had to spend that much amount of money. But that was the only certificate for which I've ever paid in my entire life. And dude, like it never helped me. There was all the hype, like these certificates are very important, blah 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 blah. And then, dude, like it never helped me at all in any of my interviews. Nobody gave a shit that I had that like that great certificate in my resume as well. So that is the thing. Certificates don't matter. The only thing that matters is your skills and your like knowledge that you have. And the knowledge should be practical in nature. It shouldn't be theoretical. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. This is not physics, chemistry. Okay, it should be practical in nature, guys. So I'm providing you guys with my WhatsApp number. Somebody either me or somebody from my team will be answering your questions right over there on WhatsApp. Okay, you can if you're interested to enroll into the program, you can contact me right over there on my WhatsApp number. I will help you guys out with the same. Okay. See, I cannot say when the next batch will be starting. So we only have a batch right now. Only and only if we are having the availability of instructors, because these instructors are currently working in these companies, so they are free only after 6 o'clock in the evening, and hence the batches are only after 7 o'clock in the evening itself. That is the reason why we only have these batches when the instructors are free. I cannot guarantee whether there will be a batch after 1st of August or not, but yeah, we'll surely try. We'll surely try for that. Okay. The 7,500 is for the entire 3 months, guys, with including the taxes as well. So there's no additional. I'm not talking about like 7,500 and then you have to pay taxes. I'm not like that. Yeah, I'm telling you the exact cost. And yes, you can opt for an EMI option as well. You can pay it on a monthly basis using the EMI options that are available. So there are different cards that you can choose the EMI options out of. So you can definitely do that. Okay. So why colleges not teach all the concepts that companies require to get hired and gives 10 lakhs for 4 years? Because these are professors. They themselves haven't worked in a company. How will they be teaching you how to get into a company? Like, that is the main problem. And the government in India hasn't updated their NCRT textbooks for the past 10 to 12 years. Like, how do you expect them to update the college syllabus? That is the main problem. Okay. So I've provided you guys with my WhatsApp number as well in the live chat. You can definitely contact me from right over there. I've pinned up the link as well in the live chat. Okay. So if you guys want to enroll into the program, just message me on my WhatsApp number. If you have any concerns, any doubts, any queries, connect with me on my WhatsApp number. Somebody from my team or me personally will be helping you out with the same. Will that be fine with everybody, guys? Please do let me know. Again, it's not essential for you guys to enroll into the program. You can do it on your own as well. But the main problem with that is it will take a lot of time. Okay, that is the reason why we have created this program, to make sure that you are on track every single time itself. So I've registered on full stack development only starting on 15th of July. Is that okay? Sure, Sachin, that would be great to see you guys right over there. Okay, and like I said, after the end of the program, we provide you guys with data science class recordings as well as cybersecurity class recordings. So for those who are interested in those fields, they can also learn it. They don't have to pay for it again. Like there's no sense in that. Like, why do you want to pay so much, like 7,500, then 7,500, then 7,500 for these classes? That's the reason why we just give it out to the students. You have lifetime access. Just whatever you want to learn it from right over there. Don't worry about it. If you guys need any additional help as well, we are always there with from there. Okay. Yeah, cybersecurity is also included. Like I said, you choose, if you're choosing data scientist program, you're choosing full stack development program. At the end of the program itself, you get 3 things. Okay, you get 3 things right over there. The first one is your full stack development class recordings, data science class recordings, and the cybersecurity class recordings itself. Okay. So I saw yesterday Dino and Node might die as called as Bun introduce explain. Puneri boy, I always tell, like, this is a particular question, like I've only seen you asking this in the previous boot camps as well. Okay, never get into these type of stuff. This is a corporate sector. They have written a million lines of code in Node.js. They're not idiots that they're going to rewrite million lines of code again in some other language. They don't have that kind of time, and they don't want to waste man resources on that kind of stuff as well. Like, so they will never change it. Okay, don't worry about it. At least for the next 30 years, they are not going to change it. Okay. See, the problem with not going to college, so this is also something that is a very touchy subject to me. So people say that why to waste money on college? Why not to go into college? Why take programs? Like, see, college is essential. College is essential. College, if you're getting into a good college, I'm not talking about some like third party like college that is there. Okay, that it's better not to go to college, like if you're thinking about it in that particular way. But if you're getting into something like a BIT or a like NIT or an IIT, it's great. The opportunities are great, the networking is great, you are able to meet new people, your communication skills get developed a lot. So yes, it's worth it. This is India right now. Okay, you need a degree at the end of the day. Okay. So for those who want to enroll into the program, okay, they can approach me on my WhatsApp number. I will help them out with the same. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, Venom, if you are in your 12th standard, like I said, we will not be able to take you in. Okay, focus upon your JEE mains in advance. Okay, that should be your preference right now, not these kind of stuff. Get into a good college first of all. Okay, Triple ITs is also a good college itself. Don't worry about it. Like I said, somebody from my team, if I'm not available, somebody from my team will be coming right over there to respond on WhatsApp, or else if I'm getting time, I will be the one who will be responding right over there. Okay. Sai Deepu, like I had told previously as well, the classes are usually for 1.5 hours long. That is, we start from 6 to 7:30. Today I started from 5. The ending will be at 7:30. So how much time is that? 2.5 hours. If maths is weak, let me just recalibrate it for you. Okay. Never issue. I'm always very helpful in that particular way. Like, I love to see people who like try to rant upon me, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm very cool about it, man. I don't care about it. Like, it's just the basic stuff for me. Okay. So let me just create the attendance link for today, guys. Yeah, so Psycho Lover Edits, man, that name is too great. Okay, yes, we help with placements as well. I have already previously stated that the entire program we cater to placements as well. Okay, don't worry about it. This was the JavaScript and Node.js recipe API bootcamp, and today is day 6 of the bootcamp. So let me make a copy of this. Make a copy right over here. Somebody told me that I look like Carrie Minati and Arijit Singh mixed into one, and I was like, dude, like, I have a voice that if Arijit Singh ever listen to my voice, he will just give up singing and die. Okay. Okay, so right over here we have the attendance sheet. Let me check the responses. It's open. Copy the link right over here. Shorten URL. Copy. Let's create the QR code for today. QR code generator. Like I said, for those who are interested to join the program, they can contact me on my WhatsApp number. It's already pinned in the comment section down below. Okay, not comment section, what do you call it? The live chat. So you can approach me from live chat. It will be great to talk to you as well. Okay, 6th July, and here's the QR code. You can scan it. So DSA CP in both C++, Java, along with that interview, GitHub, resume building, along with that full stack development, everything is included in that. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. I'm 6 feet. No, I'm like 5 feet 11 inches and a half. Like, but I still call myself like 6 feet. Who tells like 5 feet 11 inches and a half inch? Like, who tells like that? So I'm like, I'm 6 feet itself. Can you share the PDF? Mukesh, you can just go to our website, devtown.in. From there, you can go into the courses, full stack web development. You will be able to get the PDF from right over there. Okay. Okay. So this was the QR code, guys. I hope that will be fine with you guys. Let's hope that I will be able to see some of you inside the program. Otherwise, you can continue coming to the boot camps as well, and it will be great. Okay, so fees, you can either pay like at once as well, or if you can avail the EMI options that are available, they can pay it on a monthly basis as well. That's totally up to you. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, guys. We'll meet tomorrow again at 5 o'clock. We'll be having the project tomorrow. Again, the class will be for 2.5 hours tomorrow as well. So let's try to make sure that we are able to complete everything on time. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you.